Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Friday, TGIF. It's freezing out. It's going to get more freezing out, but I have something to warm you up. So we'll give everybody a minute or so to get on here, and then we will jump right in. I'll be sharing my screen shortly as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this started. We are recording. So normally I am the type of person that is kind of reactive to technology. I see something, I like it, I buy it. And if I don't see it, I assume it doesn't exist and that I don't have the capability to change that. So slowly over the years with Market Leader, our CRM, I realized that we were one of their larger customers, and not even one of the largest customers. There's one of their more vocal customers. And so I used that to my advantage and got some things I wanted out of them. And I'm working with them on more, but they're a big, big company. And I get what I want sometimes out of them. Sometimes it takes 6 months or more. But Exit's technology, a lot of Exit's technology, I've been able to on the inside help, not I wouldn't say help shape, but I've offered some feedback. Magically, weeks or months later, the feedback happens. But it's always been reactive, where I'm like, oh, well, that might be a nice added feature. But recently, as some of you know, I've been really focusing on the user experience, or UX, for my clients. The little things in the car, like bottles of water and snacks, making sure that property information is displayed in a beautiful way on my listings. But as I was in the process of using all the Exit tools, I noticed that there was one thing missing. And I said to the technology people who I've got a wonderful relationship with at Exit Corporate. And by the way, guys, please mute yourselves on the way in. As a matter of fact, I'll do it for you because I really want you guys to hear every bit of this. You can unmute yourselves, though, as we go. So as I was kind of going through the motions with Exit Corporate, they've had such huge success with changing the look of ExitRealty.com. If you've not been on ExitRealty.com and pretended to be a consumer, it's a pretty amazing experience. It's very beautiful. They've been focusing on what they call the UX, or user experience. So, but there was something missing. And what I was personally missing as an agent and as a consumer was, as I go around to different properties, I would not be able to get certain pieces of information from the agents on site. And I wanted to go paperless completely. And I said, this is COVID. People aren't even here. Sometimes they want all the information remotely. And I can't get condo rules, regulations, bylaws. If it's a multi-unit building, I can't get the rent rolls all in one place, except these ugly Google Drive documents. And that works okay. Dotloop is not meant to share to the world. It's meant to be a private sharing tool within a transaction, so that wouldn't work. So I went out to Dropbox, and they had a product called Dropbox Showcase, and it was a couple $100 a year, but it was very pretty. And so I called it a skin, and the skin would put everything together. You could have a link to a video, you could have the rent roll, you could have the condo documents, things like that, and it looked pretty nice. But you guys are going to have to learn a new piece of technology, and I was going to have to learn how to pay for it. But I was working on that all through Christmas. And then I got an email from Dropbox that said, due to underutilization of the tool, we're canceling Dropbox Showcase, and it's not going to exist, and there's no replacement. And I'm like, well, there goes that great idea. So I reached out to Exit Corporate again, and I said, guys, here's what none of our competitors have. Dreamtown, App Properties, etc. When they go and they walk into a listing, there may be a link or there may be a website for that listing, but all the documents aren't beautifully put on that. So there's no way to actually attach additional files to that. So what we did, what Exit Corporate Technology did within a matter of weeks, was they created this. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'm going to show you a couple different things very quickly. How do you get to this new technology? You go to exitrealty.com and you log in and you click on Expert Marketing Suite. So this is for every single one of your listings. So if you don't have listings yet, this is probably not the training for you today, but we'll get you there. And then you're going to click on Market My Listings. This screen is not new. And then you're going to go into the individual listing of your own. And then there is 2 new spots. So spot number 1 that's new, property documents. So this spot existed, but it wasn't able to be shared with the consumer. So last night, late last night, I stayed up and I played with this because they just launched this and they didn't even really announce it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there it is. It's what I wanted. And so I uploaded a InfoSparks property information page. And you'll have to forgive me, my computer's slow today. So that's straight from our local MLS. The condo rules and regulations for the building, a huge document. And again, you can see right there, it says download document. So the consumer would have the capability to do that. Big, all the condo docs. That'll take a minute to download. And if I wanted to do all this in a more even less downloady format where they had to click on certain things, I can just add links. So add links to, for example, a Google Drive document that has all of this information. So rules and regs, declaration of bylaws. I've got even a little video in there. But what does this look like to the consumer? What does this look like to the consumer? Well, all you need to do is text E185830. Again, that's E185830 to 85377. And you will be able to see from your mobile device what it looks like. It is absolutely beautiful. And let me show you, even on a desktop, doesn't look too bad either. So on the desktop, here's what this mobile optimized website looks like. So it really should look more great for mobile. This property, I don't have a Matterport tour on, but if I did, I would add that link in as well. But right down here is the new box, and I'm so excited about it. Exclusive property documents from Nick Liebert. On every single one of your listings, you will be the only realtor anywhere that can put these exclusive property documents in any of your listings. So this solves the problem for all of us of how to beautify our listing marketing, go completely paperless with our listing marketing, and yet be the most informative with our listing marketing. I've got a property that is next to a couple parks. The parks are beautiful. I can add in the links to those parks under my supporting information. All of that there, everything is completely customizable. It is live and on the fly. I will warn you, big documents, really big, juicy documents probably would be better as links than as these uploads, because obviously you're uploading it, then it has to be in the system. But even those, eventually within an hour or so got uploaded, but instantly for little uploads and instantly for any links, which I recommend using Google Drive. You could use Dropbox, the free accounts as well. But we're all in Google, so why not just keep it simple? But again, uploading anything, condo docs, rules and regulations, rent rolls, budgets and minutes, floor plans, videos that you've done of the property. Maybe you had a walkthrough that wasn't that sexy. You don't want it on all the real marketing, but it is helpful in COVID. If you got a video of the neighborhood, think outside the box with this stuff. I'm going to be thinking outside the box too. But this stuff, so if you go ahead and text, I'm going to give you that text message code one more time. And this is the first property I've done it on. We got a lot of work to do today because I'm doing this on all my properties. I am going green. At every single one of my listings, you will see text 185830 or whatever the specific text message code is for that property. It's automatically generated by Exit for you the minute that it hits the MLS, probably actually within about 3 to 4 hours of when it hits the MLS. You get an email when it's ready. That text message code is going to be at all my properties. It's going to be on a little sign. And then that way, everybody gets the information. And guess what? I get that person's cell phone number, whether that's an agent coming through. It'd be nice to follow up, wouldn't it? Maybe get some feedback for once. And obviously for consumers, think about this during open houses. A paperless open house, you're green, you're healthy, you're safe, and you have the most information. When was the last time you got a giant ring of information on paper? Here's the rules and regulations. Here's the budgets and minutes, or whatever that is, and your client throws in the back seat because that's not the place they wanted. But most of the time, you don't get any of that because the agent isn't prepared. They don't have any technology for that. And it may or may not be on the MLS. So, under additional information on the MLS, sometimes you'll get a rent roll if it's a multi-unit building. Sometimes you'll get a floor plan on the place. Sometimes you'll get the subdivision rules. Most of the time you don't. Now it can be all in one place, not only for agents, but for consumers. A couple more things I want to show you really quick on these. These are beautiful websites, especially for mobile. There is a desktop optimized one as well. So just go into the expert marketing suite for each individual property. But then look over here at the bottom. Where are the nearest restaurants to this place? This is a highly interactive. Where are the nearest shops? Where's the bus? Where's the train? Look at this button. I mean, guys, this is really next level stuff. But again, the things that I was most excited about was the ability to have this one-stop shop marketing document and stop you guys from, really kind of having to go back and forth, piecemeal things out. And then there's all the information on the neighborhood. It's a really, really beautiful thing. And obviously, every single thing from Exit not only has the text message code, but on the direct website itself, it says request more details. They can request more details, and boom, that message gets sent to you. So I talked a lot. What questions do you have for me?
I'm so happy you're doing this because I'm playing with it as you're doing it, because me and Mary just got that nice listing in Chicago commercial. Love it. So I'm super excited to be diving into those waters, but I'm actually adding stuff like you said on here. It's beautiful. I love it. So perfect timing.
Thank you, Cheryl. And this is the type of stuff, guys, that here's where we're at and here's where we're going. All I can do is tell you that this is probably like one of the reasons why I love Exit the most is it's like Goldilocks. They're just big enough to have all the cool stuff and have enough money to do it, but they're small enough that I have the cell phone number of the person that designed this, that I can go, hey, this didn't really work. There's a spelling error, because as of last night, there was a spelling error on the back end. And as of this morning when I woke up, it was fixed. So I am absolutely delighted. What you're going to hear more and more from me, I'm looking at my whiteboard, is about user experience. Okay. User experience, because the more that you have a better user experience, two things happen. Number one, your clients love you better. They give you better reviews. They give you more referrals. And number two, agents take notice. I called top agents at Compass, my friend Ryan at Compass, my friend Sam at Dreamtown. Some of you guys know who these people are. They're good friends of mine. My friend Kevin at App Properties. And I said, do you have this? And they're like, no, I use Dropbox, but it's ugly. I use Google Drive and I send out this link, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that doesn't work for me. I wanted something better than that. And 3 weeks later, now it will not always happen this fast. It will not always be this easy, but there's other things on the way. I'm going to give you a preview of one more thing. Our Exit digital presentations. You guys know that I use those short links to go to my blog, and then my blog has a link to my digital presentation. You guys could have a bit.ly link directly to your digital presentation. I'm leaning and maybe going in that direction eventually too. But you notice that you can download these as PDF. Look at the buyer survey. So that buyer survey, and it's got like 30 questions. They can do it from mobile. They can do it from desktop. They could also do it as a PDF if they're old school. Here's paper. I'm going completely paperless with everything. I've already been paperless on contracts on my buyers Now I'm going paperless with my sellers and my marketing. So that today was that last piece. But where you've got this great survey for buyers, you're also going to have a survey for sellers and for agents coming soon so that you can get more information on the client and on the property before you ever step foot in it, if they'll fill out the survey. Okay, so that's coming soon. Thank you guys. I've got to get running. This will be recorded. Appreciate you guys. And I will see some of you at my house tonight. You will get an email with that agenda along with a recording of this session. Bye-bye.